All right, so quarter of, so about 15 minutes before we take our next stretch break, but right now, it's time for us to kick off our next block of the stream. So we have a music festival block from Binky. Reverse order, say yeah, make it bounce, hurry, hurry, hella deep, but first... Yeah, I do not usually use, like, filthy and dirty as descriptors for songs. But, yeah, for, like, Breakover, Hurry Hurry, and, like, other Masayoshi songs, deliciously filthy. Absolutely love it. Yeah, this is going to be a very fun block. Much obliged, Binky. First Styles, fourth. Hot damn. Yeah, since I was at TG, I got started right at the end of Red and in Happy Sky. I didn't really start getting into 2DX like consistently until like Troopers. Up next, Hella Deep. I love this song, both just because the song is an absolute bop, but we've got Tran vibing out in the video, so like, what's not to love? Wait, nope, I'm thinking of Hurry Hurry. Wrong H song. But that's coming up next, so. Song make me want to twerk. No, that would be Dynamite. But, yeah, similar vibes. Cavilia, thank you for the excuse to play Game Changers at some point. And hey, Yolandre, wonderful to see you. Brand new Megalovania. Yeah, I heard about that. I actually haven't listened to it yet, but I'm psyched to check it out at some point. And Kev, thank you so much for the sub. That is very kind of you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And I know Yolandre is just tuning in and saying hi, but it looks like we might have one or two other folks joining in over the past song or so. Again, wonderful to have you all here. Really do appreciate you making me a part of your day, folks. Do hope everyone's enjoying the stream and, more importantly, having a good middle of the week. Is this game on PC? That's a fantastic question, Pyramid. So, if you're curious about Infinitas, which is the Canost version of 2DX. There's a series of Canost games, which are like basically arcade games available on PC from Konami. The way most of the Canost games work is there is a large default song list, usually 150 to 180 songs. Then every month there's a subscriber song that there's like one or two subscriber songs depending on the game. If you're actively subscribed, then you just get them. Otherwise, they're unavailable until either like 6 months or a year later, in which case then you can unlock them at that point. There are also song packs that you can purchase with money that will also get you songs. Infinitas is a little bit weird because it was the first Canost game that Konami did. So the way that they had it is that it was a smaller song list initially, but there was a giant number of songs that were available that you could unlock with bits. Bits is an in-game currency in Infinitas, and you can only get bits by playing. You cannot purchase it with money. You have to play the game in order to get bits. You'll notice in between songs, I'm toggling a mission for like getting a certain number of grades or getting certain grades. That's what earns me bits. Usually every month, in addition to the 2 subscriber incentive songs, there would also be 3 or 4 songs from older styles added to the songs that were bits unlockable. In recent months, they haven't been doing that, and I have a feeling they're going to be trying to phase out the bits grind in Infinitas, because the other Canost games that have launched in the past couple of years don't do that. Recently, the default song list that's available, they also made it much larger. If you take a look at the guide that I linked in chat, that is a guide for getting into Infinitas. The big thing for trying out any of the Canost games, because all of them have a demo mode that you can try out for free, both just to see if it works on your machine okay, or with your controller and all that, is to make sure that the Japanese eMuse account you're creating is a Japan region account. And that guide goes over everything in detail, screenshots and all. I actually helped update it last year. But anyways, the other thing is that there is a lot of folks will have their own like spreadsheets or lists for tracking what they have bits unlocked and bits unlocked. I've been playing Infinitas long enough where I happen to have everything unlocked. But the song list I use, which is the second link I just tossed in chat, you'll notice on the left, there's a column that says origin, and that says how you get that song. So all of the default songs, those are songs that you just have all unlocked immediately. Typically, when you unlock songs, you're not unlocking the entire song, you're unlocking a difficulty. So just the single and doubles normal, or the hyper. With the defaults, you have all 3 charts available immediately. There's also all of the subscriber songs, and there's also then all of the bits songs. I haven't updated the list to more accurately reflect which ones are new defaults as opposed to bits. Some of those bit songs are now default songs as well. And then you'll also see all of the song packs towards the end. The bad news is, and this is true for all of the Canost games, not just Infinitas, the song packs up front are very expensive. Infinitas, it's $15 a month US, and the song packs are typically 30 songs for $60, so it's about $2 a song. Now, the upfront cost, yeah, that's very high, but think about going to an arcade and either doing like 50 cents a game or $1 a game. You could easily spend like $30, $40, $60 in a single day at an arcade. Whereas $15 a month and then occasionally paying an additional $60 for an all-you-can-play buffet, like it is a lot more cost-effective than going to an arcade. So for a lot of folks, like myself included, it's my preferred way to play 2DX. So yeah, the upfront cost of those song packs, no joke, but it is worth it in the long run if this is the main way you're going to be playing the game. And I know that we've been chatting for a little bit, but fantastic question. Thank you for asking. And if you do have any other questions, either about Infinitas, the Canost games, or like 2DX in general, again, anything, please don't be afraid to ask, because helping folks out is a huge part of why I stream. And just catching up on chat, I see a few other folks jumping in with similar answers and advice. Love it, and thank you. And yeah, Yaladri, that the guide works for the most part for any of the Knost games. It's just some of the nitpick things, like some of the settings menus, it doesn't fully cover. I actually want to get a guide out that covers the Knost games in general, because it's a frequent question I get, and it wouldn't be too hard to make. And then Kev Pancake, do I have the details for my setup? I do. The PC list and the controller, that is all up to date. And it in that same section on my About page on Twitch, it does have a link to the exact controller I'm using and the spring and switch setup, which is Sanwa's Omron's 100 over 100. And yeah, I know that that's a very heavy resistance. I'm a functioning psychopath that plays on 100 over 100. Super informative. Thank you very much. Just got a music card and grinding at the arcade. Awesome! And yeah, more than welcome. Again, it's a fantastic question. But yeah, like if you're going to be more playing in the arcade, then also getting into a Knost like may not be worth it, because you know the arcade costs plus the $15 a month just for the base song list, and then eventually you might be getting song packs. But let's say if at the arcades you're focused on games other than 2DX, like you go to the arcade for DDR or like U-Beat or just like some other game, and then 2DX you play at home, then yeah, it might be a great idea. Worst case though, if you also just want to see if you want to get into 2DX in general, there's also BMS. So Dance Dance Revolution has Step Mania, the fan-made engine, and like, you know, step charts, etc. 2DX has what was Lunatic Rave and now is Beta Raja, but the that whole community is known as the BMS community because that's the file associated with it. The link I just put in chat is a guide for getting Beta Raja and getting it up and running. So if you want to just see if 2DX might be a good fit for you, that's also a completely free way to do it as well, because in addition to, you know, by nature being free, the amount of music and content in the BMS community is incredible. In fact, in the past 5 years, a lot of new artists in Bimani games are folks that have been very popular in the BMS community. There's a ton of legit, completely original music up for grabs in the BMS community, and it's also completely free. And yes, Pyramid, there is a Knost version of Sound Voltex. That was the second version, the second game to get a Knost one. And it actually has some of the most crossover with the arcade. The Knost games do not share score data with the arcade games, but Sound Voltex does have importing and exporting for scores. It's one of the friendlier ones if you play both at home and in arcade. And yeah, you're not overtaking the stream at all. Like, whenever anyone asks that question, if I can help folks get into these games, that's a huge part of why I stream. And, you know, most of my regulars in chat know that. And it is always a valid question. Because even without the language barrier, like, these games are tricky to get into. So anything I or my community can do to help folks out, it's a pleasure and an honor. And speaking of community, if you're on Discord, highly recommend that Discord. It's Too Early is a wonderful Bimani streamer as well, and the community there, luckily he lets me piggyback off of it. So if you've got follow-up questions later, feel free to DM me, or you can also join that server. That server has a very large collection of non-Japanese Knost players, especially for Infinitas. Also, Devil Dude, I know you're on vacation. Saw that message that you found an A20 machine near you. So happy to hear about that, and appreciate you joining in for a bit, even on the hotel Wi-Fi. All right, so quite a bit of chatter, but again, completely valid. So yeah, absolutely no regrets. Let's continue the music festival block from Binky. Let's slap some more keys. Such good bass. Just quickly looking at chat, make sure we're caught up. Alright, so we are in the middle of a music festival block, and again, Binky, much obliged. It is a couple of minutes past the hour. Normally we would take our next stretch break at this point, but we had some chatter about getting into Infinitas, so we've got 3 more to go. And then we'll be taking that break, so probably taking that next stretch break in about roughly 7-8 minutes. Up next, we got one more Masayoshi song. We also get to see Tran vibing out in the video, so love the song. And yeah, I know we've had a little bit of chatter, but again, thank you all so much for being here. Really do appreciate it. Hope everyone's having a good middle of the week and enjoying the stream. Nay, 68K, wonderful to see you. Yeah, IDC has been a very frequent flyer, and no complaints, because it is a bop. Yeah, wonderful to see you. Hope you're doing well. Those execution errors might have cost us that PB, but still, I'll take being that consistent. And such a bop! Yeah, like a lot of Kivei's mentioning that she loves the video of that song, celebrating all the characters in 2DX, and yeah, a lot of Rootage was 2DX send-ups, and that is absolutely one of them, and yeah, I love it too for exactly that. So, up next in the Music Festival block, we've got Make It Bounce. Again, thank you much obliged for the blog. Such a bop. It's course case, so no surprise, but still. Yeah, I haven't really looked at a whole lot into tete-a-tete just because the odds of me getting to round one anytime soon are not that great. I've been hearing some mixed stuff about it. Like, some folks love it, some folks are kind of eh. Julius gotta run through the stream. Love the vibes. Have a wonderful rest of your day as well, Julius. But yeah, that chart's really fun, Kev. Like, there are some doubles charts that are just incredibly fun to execute. Especially turntable juggling. Like, on singles, mass madism is usually a nightmare, and on doubles, it's a joy. Like, rapidly going back and forth. It is one of the selling points for playing doubles. Alright, last but not least, we have Say Yeah! This was the other Korsuke one more extra stage from Pendule, if I remember correctly. It was this in Reflux, if I remember correctly. Ooh, we haven't normal cleared this. Hold on, what's this clock in at? $10.7. Huh. Haven't played it in a while. Let's give it a shot. was hoping to hang on to the A, but I'll take that +8. Man, those right-hand flourishes after the breakdown are brutal. I am going to quickly mark that for run back so I don't forget. All right. Whew. And again, Binky, much obliged for that block.